PuddyGeejks, the cosplay hero for Place to Hang Your Cape, and I'm here with Jess today. If you want to introduce yourself and kind of what you do within cosplay.
Okay, yeah, so I'm Jess, or otherwise known as JessieNoochies. I've been cosplaying for nearly 5 years. Some of my main cosplays are like Lara Croft, Scarlet Witch, that sort of thing. So yeah, here I am.
What is your favourite fandom to be involved in and why?
I have to say, really, I think it is Tomb Raider because it's just, I mean, it was my first cosplay, Lara Croft, the new version. I think the fandom is just really, you know, they're very supportive. You know, I know that if I have any problems with like how to make a prop or, you know, even just like transporting things like from like one country to another, because I went to Dragon Con at the like the end of the summer, and I was worried about how I'm gonna like, you know, obviously carry these weapons and stuff. But I had like a lot of like really nice feedback from people, so yeah, it definitely is Tomb Raider community I like.
Brilliant. Okay, and who would you like to see as cosplay guests? Obviously we're at MCM at the moment, and since ReedPop has taken over, we've been talking to a few people about like how we're getting bigger guests and it's starting to grow. So is there anyone in particular you'd love to like come over to some UK conventions?
I think like it's funny because like I think there's a lot that I really admire. Obviously people like Yaya Han, even like, you know, like Jessica Negri, like she has, you know, she's just hilarious in my opinion. But yeah, I think, you know, I don't know, it's hard to decide.
Like some more like of those international cosplayers
that we get like I mean even like Leon Chiro as well.
It'd be great to have him come back.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, come back.
And what's kind of your speciality for cosplay? So do you tend to be more comics based or video games based? Do you have like a favourite kind of category for your characters?
I would say probably video games, because I think I find, although yes I am doing Rogue today, I find video games a lot more immersive than anything else. Yeah, I think like, you know, you actually feel like you're the character when you're playing the game, and you can experience things in that sort of way. So
you get more personal.
Yeah.
And is there anyone that you in particular you follow or look up to?
Yes, actually, I ended up meeting them when I was at Dragon Con as well. Yes. What do you mean cosplay wise?
Yes.
Yeah. I met Two Player Game when I was there, and she was just really nice. Her and her husband were really lovely. So you know, so yeah, that was great.
It helps if you meet them and they like.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So.
Okay. So I noticed, like myself, you've done some more of the kind of sexier cosplays. I'm going to ask you something a little bit more out there. Okay. What are your views on sexy cosplay on the whole and its place within the community?
I think really each to their own with it. I think anyone who does it has, you know, really kind of a valid reason if they want to. For me, I do it, you know, to give myself a bit of confidence, you know. And I think at the end of the day, cosplay is it's an escapism, it's a fantasy, and you know, you should be able to indulge that from time to time, you know. So yeah, I'm sure there are people who do it for the wrong sort of reasons, but you know, all I can say is like from my own experience, you know, it's from like a good place, and I think people should just do what they want, you know.
Absolutely. It's something that I've talked about a few times, saying, you know, there are people who do it as their form of cosplay, and that's absolutely valid and fine. And there are other people that do it sometimes for themselves, and it's like, you know, sometimes it's part of cosplay.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's fun to do that.
Yeah, completely.
What have you found when you've done some of these costumes to be some of the reactions to it? What have you found like the most common reactions for you?
I've had a lot of, you know, sort of like male attention, but I feel like any girl who does cosplay, they're going to get that from time to time. Absolutely. And you know, it's funny when certain characters like trigger that kind of behavior as well. I didn't even think about it when I was doing Catwoman. But as soon as I know, you don't. You just think, you just think the character. And then I got to the convention floor, and my friend said to me, "You really do look like a dominatrix," you know.
Oh.
I was like, great, thanks, you know.
You're right, actually, there's certain characters, some of them, even though you consider them less sexy, tend to have more of that reaction, which I found with Poison Ivy. Tend to bring that out more than some other costumes that are even more revealing. It's really strange. Did you find there's much of a difference between male and female reactions to those kind of costumes?
I think females can be quite, again, they consider it you doing it for attention, but I kind of think, well, we do cosplay for attention anyway, in a sense, you know, so it's a bit like, that argument's not really valid in my opinion. But with men, obviously, it's very much they love to ogle you. But I mean, you know, at the end of the day, like if you've been working on a costume for months, then, you know, you want to have like, you know, and it's a confidence boost in a sense. So,
what do you think could be done to improve the general community reaction to sexy cosplay and kind of the safety of cosplayers when you're wearing that kind of thing?
I think the whole like cosplay is not consenting is amazing. Like it needs to be reinforced like everywhere, because people, I think they forget in, you know, the craziness of a convention that at the end of the day you're like, you know, you're just a person, you know, wanting to be the character. And, you know, maybe you want to be very, you know, committed to it and get the costume completely right. Well, if that's going to be essentially, you know, like a very revealing costume, then it's fair enough. You're being that character. So I think people just need to be a lot more mindful at the end of the day. So,
I think we could do with being a bit more supportive
of each other as well.
It'd be nice if we could start going
that would be good.
What advice would you give someone considering doing a more revealing costume for the first time?
I would say, obviously consider it, you know, try and, you know, be aware of the reaction that you might get. Maybe try slowly introducing, maybe not something quite as revealing, and see how you feel. Because I think, you know, at the end of the day, it does take a certain amount of like balls to do it, really. It's a ballsy move, you know, to say like, this is my body, being this character, you know, and not a lot of people can do that. So I personally, I think like if you want to do it, then do it. You know. Give it
a go. So I saw on your page that you did a boudoir photo shoot for Yennefer, which was amazing.
Oh,
by
thank
the
you.
way. Is that your first photo shoot of that kind?
Yes, actually. Can
you talk to me about like what that experience was like for you? Because a lot of the videos we're doing this time talking to people is giving people advice on getting into something new. So whether that's cosplay, photography, videography, or a specific type of cosplay. We're just trying to give people advice in that way.
So. Well, for me, it was quite spur of the moment because I was going to be doing a Yennefer shoot with Laughing Orc, who shot the pictures, and he's amazing. I remember just seeing the underwear, like when I was out shopping, and I was thinking like, that looks a lot like, you know, and you know, and I just thought, you know what, like, just what the heck, like, why, and you know, I mean, I think as well, if you're going to be doing something like that, definitely, you know, take your time, get to know like the photographer. You need to be able to trust them, and you know, and vice versa. Really, it needs to be a very sort of like comfortable, you know, environment. So that's kind of what I would recommend doing. But I mean, I had so much fun doing it, you know, and I find it, you know, it's quite liberating. You know, for me, I've come from, you know, recovering from an eating disorder, and for me it was kind of like getting to, you know, educate myself about what a healthy body is, and if I can do that through like a character and something that I love, then, you know, so be it. So
I think it's a great way to do it. What's your opinion on kind of people talking about the success difference between male and female cosplayers? Because we hear a lot about males not getting that same attention or that same appreciation as females seem to be getting. And there's a lot of kind of Facebook likes and statistics in that. But do you think there is some kind of element of that actually there?
I do, in a sense. I think at the end of the day, it, you know, and it sounds obviously probably quite sexist, but I think, you know, fandom is for the most part, it is made from, you know, female characters, and, you know, I mean, like, it's just the gaze, isn't it? Like the male and female gaze, and I think, it can be hard to sort of break from that. But, you know, I know men as well who get the same kind of attention that women do. So I think it's just really like each their own. Yeah.
Do you think there's anything we as cosplayers or photographers or just in the community could do to kind of support male cosplayers a bit more, to help them get a bit more out there, or to kind of redirect that attention?
I think, you know, I know a few cosplayers who do sort of like male cosplay appreciation, and I think that's like a good thing to do, because I think, you know, they don't get as much recognition. And that's not because their stuff isn't any good or anything, it's just not seen. But I mean, I also know women who are the same, you know, they make fantastic things, and a lot of the time it is just, you know, the right place, right time, with like, you know, I don't know, maybe like one of your costumes ends up going like viral on the internet, you know.
Just gives you a platform.
You know, and I know so many people who've had that. So it's just, I think people, they need to be like supportive of each other and not get so caught up in things like likes and you know, comments, because at the end of the day, it's not real, and it doesn't really represent who you are as a person. So,
I think there's a slight element of that affecting how we look at sexy cosplays. I think a little bit, because I think there's a bit of resentment coming from, well, you know, all girls can just put something sexy on and get likes, and I'm not getting the attention. So I feel like those two issues are a little bit hand in hand. Maybe if you can deal with both, each one will help the other.
Oh, definitely.
What would you like to see cosplayed more? Or what do you not see much around that you'd like to see?
Well, actually, one of my cosplays for next year is one which I never see. It's Edie from Mass Effect.
Oh, amazing!
Yes, I've been saying that I'm going to do her for like about 6 months now, and I feel like I need to finally do it. I just kind of think like, oh, the body paint, but you know, it's I'll do it.
And is there anything you'd like to say to young people joining the community now, considering we seem to have like exponentially grown in the last few years and had a lot of change? Is there anything you'd say to people coming in?
I just think, you know, be aware of the community, but don't let it, you know, dictate your cost plans or how you are. You know, just be true to yourself. You know, if you don't want to do something, like whether that's like sexy cosplay or, you know, make these incredible, you need to find your niche in that. You know, and I think for me, it's taken me a while to actually find something like that. And for me, I really enjoy doing like the hair and makeup stuff. You know, and I've got friends who are like that as well. You know, they've found that they love making things like latex costumes, and they look amazing. So I think, just, you know, find your niche, you know, find your fandom, surround yourself with some very honest people, and, you know, just don't, you know, think too much into it, basically.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for your time. You've been amazing. Is there anything at all you'd like to promote, or any pages or anything that you're working on right now?
No, not at the moment, really. But, you know, give me a follow on social media.
Check her out on Facebook. She's amazing.
It's always good. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you at the next one.